I'm here with Mr. Fido Urbina. He's the owner of Suave Coffee. Man, thank you so much for allowing me to come here to interview you. It's been several weeks that I've been trying my best to get you, and our schedule's been conflicting, and I'm just so happy to be here in your shop, which I believe you built yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to come here to interview, man. But so my viewers that don't really know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Thank you. Once again, I am Fido Urbina. I go by Rodolfo Urbina, and I'm the owner of Suave Coffee. And yes.
What made you start this Suave Coffee?
What made me start was whenever I'm from Miami. Mm-hmm. I was born in Miami, but was raised here in the Carolina of Charlotte, 704. So I pretty much, I don't know, man. I just feel that I'm from Miami, but I just love Charlotte. But every time, whenever we'll go to Miami for the holidays and summer, I would spend the summer over there, the whole summer break. I was spending in Miami, and we would stay near 5th Street, almost by Calle Ocho, and there was this bakery there, and hopefully it's called Rico's Bakery, and they have like the Cuban style coffee, and then like the Cuban bread. And I remember going over there, running to that bakery, and just having some cafecito, having some like little coladas, the cafe con leche, and they used to be like 50 cents. So it was like pretty much nothing growing up. Wow. So we would just go over there, we just drink, and then we would go play football down in the street. And I used to do that with my cousins over there, and the kids around the neighborhood. And I mean, it was just that childhood memory that I had there. And then whenever we stopped going to Miami because of like financing and it just got really tough to travel 13 hours over there, spending fuel was going up and up and up. So those trips, they came to a halt. So that's why whenever one day I went back to Miami, and I was like, okay, I need to bring this to Charlotte. Like it's like a boiling city. So I wanted to bring it here to Charlotte, to Carolina, and then even more ideas came through whenever I had that idea, and it just
blossomed from there.
They just really just blew up from there, because started thinking about some Mexican drinks that I can make, some Honduran drinks, some El Salvadorian drinks. Then I mean the list goes on, and so now I'm like, I can't just focus on just Cuban coffee or like cafe con leche or just that. Man, I gotta explore to bigger things. Right.
And how old were you when you discovered that you had this love for coffee?
Man, so I always loved the coffee, lattes and all that, going to Starbucks all the time, going to those little mom and pops joints. And really it just took off whenever before I went full time on coffee, I did heating and air, mechanical work, commercial, and one day a gentleman with Nick with Forte Legato, he was needing some help moving his roaster from your previous interview. That he was in Fort Mill, and then he had to go down to Lancaster and relocate his roaster spot. So I helped him out in that instance. I helped him out, teared it down, took it apart, run gas line with the new location is at. It's something that I know, and ever since then I was like, hey Nick, I mean, like, have you ever thought about cafecitos and all that? It's like, it's something that I miss. And then he had the great idea. He was like, man, how about you do it? It's like that should be your niche to tackle. And ever since then I was like, Nick, teach me the ways. I won't charge you for relocating this roaster or not. Just showed me the way how to make good coffee, how to do it really good. And ever since then, it was just, I've been learning. I got so in depth with it. He showed me some other roasters here in town where I became like, got a really good relationship with them. And they taught me how they did their coffee and all that. And I was like, bro, this is insane. Yeah. There was
so Nick was a big inspiration for you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
huge
definitely. Definitely.
And his business is thriving like crazy.
It is. It's so much that he can't even handle it. Yeah. It's so it's so amazing how
and I've had your coffee obviously, and I definitely had his. So y'all make some great coffee, and
it's all in his beans, man.
It's all in his beans.
Yeah, it's all in his beans, and the magic that goes into it, the science that he puts into it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes it really good. That's why whenever like they tell me, oh man, your coffee's so good, it's like, it's not me, it's just how they discovered the beans,
right?
How they have that one-on-one with the farmers,
right?
That relationship that they have with them, and then they just trickle effect to myself. I'm almost like the consumer, like almost the consumer, but I'm just handing it over to the customer for sure.
I definitely feel you, man. I definitely feel you. You kind of young, so how long have you been in business?
How long I've been in business? Literally full-time since July of 2020.
Wow.
No, 2021. I'm sorry.
2021.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2021. I opened up Suave Coffee in 2019 and did it as like a weekend thing. It was like a weekend, a hobby. Man, I hustle, so it's like.
Well, you do, but you know, it takes that. It takes a lot of hard work and persistence, and you know, you have to continue with it to build it and stay. You know, like I said, just stay with it. And a lot of people, they want to give up.
Yeah.
You know, they'll start something and they're like, oh man, this is too hard. I can't do this. And a lot of times they'll listen to people tell them that they can't do stuff. Have you ever had to listen to someone say, hey man, why are you doing that? You know, some of the naysayers. Have you ever had to do stuff
absolutely. Like I said, I used to do mechanical work, hitting air. So I was a blue collar. Well, actually, I am a blue collar worker. So whenever they heard about my idea, because I kept it in a secret, because I'm a firm believer of like your dreams, you got to keep it secure in a safe area, away from like anybody or anything, any vultures that try to like come around and destroy that dream.
Exactly.
And it's like, so it was like a baby, like an infant. Like whenever I got a 2-year-old daughter, so whenever she was an infant, like I try to keep her like indoors as much until she was ready to go out in the world. So I did pretty much the same thing. So I kept it in a secret. I had told my friends, like I had my neighbors, my friends, they would come over and I was like, yo, try this coffee. And they're like, yeah, this is good. And then they would tell me, I don't know, this one's kind of bitter. So I'm like, all right, let's go to the scratchbook. All right, let's do that. But my family, they've been very supportive, a lot with that. And so it's just been growing up, you know, being a Latino, you know, in the CMS, in the CMS, you know, like I've been told that, oh, you're probably not going to graduate. You're not going to graduate
while you're in high school.
Yeah, while I'm in high school, you're not going to graduate. It's like your GPA is not there. So, and then I mean, also just being around that environment. You know, being in an environment where like negativity was around you, so it just really just
fuel you to make sure you.
It just fueled me, and it just nudges me. It doesn't do anything at all.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I feel that God put me in a position where I was at growing up. That in today's world, it just build me up to a stronger person, where like the negative comments or negative just any negativity just doesn't do anything to me. It's
Right.
Like
now you can take all that success you've had and now slap everybody in the face with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it does make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? It does make you very strong when someone tells you can't do something. And if you're a weak person, of course it's going to affect you. But you know what I'm saying? But you're very strong willed. You have a lot of energy. Every time I've seen you, you have a lot of energy when you're making your coffee. You know, even at the church where you do your coffee. You're just very happy about it. You're very into it. I can tell that and that's why I wanted to get with you so much when I first approached the idea about doing a success story on you. I'm like, and heard a little bit of your story, and I was like, oh man, he'd be a perfect candidate. I mean, an excellent candidate for you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Man. So you have an amazing
thank you
story.
for this opportunity. This will actually be my first interview. That I would ever have. Like, I feel I have a bunch of like videos of marketing on Instagram, but just by written form. I never done like a video, so this is like, I appreciate this because I just need to really let people know like who you Suave.
are. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you know, everybody that's listening to it, man, y'all need to blow him up and get in contact with him.
Man, appreciate it.
And get his coffee. I'm telling you, it is excellent coffee. Now, earlier you talked about you used to be a heating and air person. And you know, for someone trying to get into this type of business or any business, but specifically wanting to do coffee with heating and air, how many hours would you say you spent outside of heating and air trying to build your business on like a weekly basis, a daily basis, monthly basis? How much time did it take to put, and energy did it take to put into your business?
I had the idea back in 2016. 2016, and I became very obsessed with it. Like I get so obsessed with things once I have the idea. I want to go like full blown in there, and I can't tell you how many nights I'll go to sleep late just learning about coffee. You know, looking at YouTube videos and how they make it, how they like brew the coffee, and like the different ways that they do it, like a pour over, or you know, a French press, or like you can go all the way to the Japanese, how they make their coffee, from like how Costa Ricans make coffee, and even Ethiopians, like and like the different regions. I mean, it's just, I would say it's countless hours. Like whenever it's hard to say exactly the hours you put in, because it was a passion. And it is a passion, but it's like I can't see those hour numbers because I'm like trying to get, because you enjoyed it. And
it's not like you're doing work because you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And when you enjoy something, it don't feel like work. You can probably do something for 20-30 hours straight and you don't feel it. You know, like if you're working a job like heating and air, you get tired quick, you know.
Like it's immediately like you pull up to that job site, you gotta get out. It's almost like that. That's how you're making money. It's just you pull up, the faster you get out, the more money you make. So it's like
so and for you it's not about the money. That. It's about your passion, what you love doing. And like you said, you researched it, you studied it, you know, and you can make this your own with all the different techniques and all the different styles, all the different, you know, coffee blends that are out there. You're pretty much just making Suave your own. That is excellent, man. I mean, my hat's off to you, man.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. I can definitely see it. So, with all of your successes and you starting your company, were there any fears or doubts that you may have had?
Yes, there has been doubts, and there's been mainly more fear with, you know, leaving a 6-figure job, you know, from doing that and then going full blown with a family, and then it's just, can I sustain it? Does this make does this make sense to do? Like, should I do that? Should I not do it? And it's been really like a tough 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's just exactly where God wants me to be at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like it's full. My whole faith is not in my hands anymore.
Right.
It's like, okay, I can fix your air conditioning, so I can jack up the price how much I need, so I can sustain making the amount of money that I need to make. But this time it's like
it's all
God. It's all God bringing in the doors, like bringing in that extra call. Hey, we would like to book you on this event.
Right.
And it's like, and then he also like gives me ideas to innovate to. All right, let's get better in this area.
Right.
Let's create this. Let's create a TikTok video. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it just
isn't it something when you just step back and let God take over? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
If you just step back and just let Him take over and just put your trust in Him, all these doors, everything will open up. I mean, it's a lot to explain with it, but I mean, that's all people have to really understand. It's just let Him do His work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Just let Him do His work, and you will definitely succeed. And you, within a year, or maybe less than a year, look how much stuff you've done within that time. You got in your trailer, you've been building this, you've been working on this since 2016, and now in 2021. And you know, people don't understand. It takes time to build a business, but you had this, you know, passion and this idea years before, and you saw the vision to where it could be, and now you living in that vision. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I keep saying it, man. My hat's off to you, and I'm so glad I got to interview you. With your business and your ideas and all, how do you generate new ideas for your business?
I get new generate ideas. I definitely. TikTok has a big influence with it, in that aspect, and because I was seeing one video on there, and I was like, oh, this would kind of be like a really good video to make, but with a coffee twist, right? Even though the sound will be for that, then. That idea, and then also just trying to dive in, okay, what this culture does, what this Spanish or Latino culture does, that I can add an espresso in there.
Right. And you know, we talked about some of your fears and stuff. Are there any mistakes you wish you didn't make, or did you make any mistakes starting your business that maybe, you know, you can give some advice to someone that maybe want to start their business in this type of field? Were there any mistakes that you made that you wish you didn't make?
Some of the mistakes that I wish I would have never done, it was the fear of leaping into it. Thinking, oh, I should have everything planned out. I should have everything lined up as it should be,
right?
And then going forward with it,
right.
I should have just went full blown, during the weekends, during the weekends or whatnot. Just try to push it out there more,
right?
Than trying to make everything perfect,
right?
Then it's
because you don't have to know how to do it. You just gotta take action.
You
know what I'm saying? And that's what stops a lot of people. You know,
and it was it's kind of crazy how 2020 has an effect on it, because I took a break there. I took a break. I had a BMW wagon, and I had my whole espresso set up there, and I would just pull up to areas, and I would just make coffee there until they kicked me out. And so until they're like, hey, you're kind of bothering our sponsors and all that. You gotta scram.
But you did what you had to do.
Yeah, I did. I built up some follower base from there. That is a mistake. That BMW. I picked up that BMW. I should have just focused on that, making that that money that I spent on that, it should have went to
your business,
to the camper, or it should have just went to like creating the online store better. Or hiring somebody to do those stuff.
So you just learned that you could basically redirect your money in a different way to help you. Trust me, man, I totally get it. What has been your greatest accomplishment in business?
Man, the greatest one, it will have to be get inside the elevation gigs. That has been like such an accomplishment, and then also really just finishing the camper. Finishing this. It took me almost 3 years to finish it out, but that's also I took 1 year that I didn't work on it. I was just slowly working on it. First thing most, like, everything is debt free. That I did with the company,
because you started reinvesting your money into it to pay. So
I paid pretty much all of this has been side work or overtime from work. So it's like, so I purchased this vehicle, the camper, with only $400. I went all the way to Tennessee. I don't know what I was thinking, but I went to Tennessee, Newport, Tennessee. Picked it up, and it was brought it out, but I saw it. I saw something ugly, but I also saw something beautiful in it. I saw the vision in that camper, and I was like, I gotta have it. I need it. And whenever I gave the money to the guy, he gave me the pink slip, he scrammed. And I was like, wait, did we just purchase a stolen camper? I was like, all right, we need to go. So I hooked it up on the Jeep, took it off, and then that's also a mistake that I should have done. It's like, check the basic stuff. Like, I went all the way to Tennessee. And I was in Charlotte. So that was like 6-hour commute drive. Wow. And the tires were dry rotted. And it was dry rotted. First time driving with a trailer too. And I was going through the curves of the mountain, and I don't know, the whole time it's just been that whole trip was crazy.
I can only imagine. Experiencing that with that guy, and like you said, you don't know if you bought a stolen trailer or what. Dude. But you know what? The biggest thing now is, look at where you are now. You know, you took a leap of faith. You went and got it. Yeah, it was a little sketchy, but it worked out in your favor over time in the end, and that's the main thing. And I think the biggest part of that is what we want to teach people is the action you took. You didn't really hesitate. You just jumped on it, and you went up there and got it. You know what I'm saying? So look at you now. That's, and all those naysayers you had earlier, look at you now. You know what I'm saying? You're at Elevation Church every week doing your coffee. You're getting these gigs. You're being booked. People are reaching out to you. And you just told me you did a show, last week or something, or earlier this week? So, I mean, you're being blessed. Like, it's been an amazing journey for you, you know? So how do you distinguish Suave Coffee from all the other coffee places out there?
Definitely the niche that I have. I definitely want to focus on the Latino, the Latino base with this coffee. So I'm trying to focus on more of like a third wave coffee, but with the Latino twist to it, with the Spanish twist, with the Hispanic twist in there. With, making drinks that is like a Cuban style, then coming out with another drink that is like the Mexican mocha that I have, or horchata drink, with some shot of espresso. And then all my beans are Latin America. So they're from, so it's funny, I got coffee from Mexico, and then I'll have actually friends that are Mexican. They're like, wait, Mexico has coffee? And I was like, dude, this is this coffee is so good. And then we go from Mexico, from Guatemala, from Honduras, from Nicaragua, from where my parents are from. Nicaragua, from Costa Rica. Sometimes I will even get Panama, Venezuela. I haven't got that yet. Colombia, obviously. And then Brazil, getting, and soon, I mean, I want to have a worldwide, I mean, just a Latino-wide coffee where, like I don't want just to give coffee and then someone said, yeah, let me just have a Colombian coffee. Like, and I was like, bro, where you from? And it's like, oh, I'm from Honduras. And I was like, dude, I got coffee from Honduras, man. It's like, try this out. And then they're like, okay, you got coffee from Honduras. And I was like, yeah, it's like, here, try this out. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And it's like, they got different notes, different flavors. And it's like, dude, this one tastes a little chocolate. This one tastes a little blueberry. This one has like a little vegetable, like a veggie kind of taste into it, or I mean, it just can go crazy amount. Like this one had like naturally just drink it black. So just drink it black. Like these people, like us Spanish people, we're very passionate, and whenever we're passionate about it and prideful, like you can just imagine, just like, yo, let me wake up in the morning before I go work and like put in like 12 hour shift in. Let me have like a cup from where I came from. A cup in like in the morning. And it's like, yo, that's like that inspiration that I want to like educate people with, where they can have this coffee, they can have this morning cup of joe, It's like from people that could be even your family, or like someone very close to you that are like working in the fields, working in that farm, you know, picking out the coffee beans out of there, and then just working super hard. You got to see, you have to see how the process of coffee, and how labor intensive it is. And it's like, and it takes almost 2 years just to grow it. And it's amazing. Like, it is.
Well, that's sounds like an awesome process, you know. And I know nothing about coffee other than drinking it. Other than that, man. So,
dude, even man, going to your culture, like Africa, like, dude, like, I wish I can serve like Africa coffee. Like that's a like, you get some of the flavors in there that are just amazing. And then where we all come from Ethiopia. So it's like, the coffee from Ethiopia is like out of this world. It is so good. And it's like, so it's like you can get the taste of your ancestors, the soil where they come, like where your bloodline comes from. It's like, yo, this is the ground. This is the ground of where, like, and like from generations to generations come from. And it's like, I'm drinking out of that. And it's just amazing. It can go,
and probably hadn't changed in hundreds or maybe thousands of years. You know, the way, the process and way they do.
Oh yeah, man. It's just it's this coffee joint. It's just a whole different ball game. It's a whole different, like, it is. It's amazing. I haven't had the opportunity to go to any coffee farms as of yet, but that's definitely going to be in my works.
Absolutely, You definitely. I mean,
I definitely want to spend at least, like, if I can spend there a year or so, just training, working, just appreciate
honing your craft.
Owning it really good, because that's how I am. I'm a hard worker. Like, I'm used to having blisters on my foot and blisters on my hands, you know, and just keeping my hands dirty.
Yeah.
And like, that's how I learned whenever I did heat and air right after high school. Like I would be in crawl space and I tried to, like, I became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Became very obsessed with it, that that exception that I had for it is what I like pretty much created this ambition of, like, I can actually do whatever I want to do. Yeah. And it's like,
and those are the stories that I love hearing, man. You know what I'm saying? From the time you started, you know, this is what inspires me. So I'm loving everything you're telling me.
Man, appreciate it.
I'm loving. And this is the type of stuff, motivational stuff, that people have to hear. They have to hear your story, you know. And I know we could go on and on all night about it. Yeah. And I know, you know, it's a time issue, but no, I'm loving this interview, man. I'm definitely loving it. And I got a couple more questions before we wrap up. But how do you plan on growing or scaling your business, Suave Coffee? How do you plan on growing or scaling that up?
I'm definitely in the works of, like, looking into a coffee shop. But for sure, definitely have to get an employee. Got to get some employees, but definitely treat them right. Like, yeah, because I've been to many places where, you know, like, yeah, it was rough. Yeah, right. It was really, but at the same time, I appreciate those moments. Yeah, because it created the ambition that I have today. Right. But man, it's just really just, I guess, just taking it day by day, you know, like just try to innovate as best as I can and not lose that that inspiration of, like, of trying to be better to it. Like, all right, yesterday I did this, how can we make it better tomorrow? Or like, all right, this camper, you know, I build it, all right, then for the next one, how are we gonna make it even better? So it's like, definitely try to like innovate and not just stay stagnant with it. That's what I think that'd be better for scaling it. Just scaling it for my end.
Gotcha. And before we leave, I gotta know, how do you define success?
I define success being humble and also learning every day and being a student of the art. Like, that's the success that I see. It's not the, you know, someone pulling up with a Lambo or, you know, the Rolex watch,
or being a millionaire.
No, man, I see as somebody that's always learning the art and is always feeding into the community. And always, like, whatever they learn, they're giving it back to someone else. Yeah.
Because the more you pour into someone, the more that's going to come back to you. Yeah. You know, and then I think that's a great definition of success. Yeah. Well, listen, man, again, like I said earlier in the interview, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. And I really appreciate it. I really love your story. I think you have an amazing story, and I know there's more to your story. But tell the listeners or the viewers how they can get in contact with you if they want to, you know, purchase some of your coffee or meet you in person, or, you know, do some business with you. How can people get in contact with you?
So you can contact me by many ways, really. By social media on Instagram, suave_coffee_. Soon I will have all of that in one. I'm fighting for that name just to be Suave Coffee. Facebook as well. What's up? The WhatsApp. God, I don't know why I said what's up, but the WhatsApp. You can reach out. You can purchase beans at suavecoffee.com. And you can also follow me on TikTok too at Suave Coffee. That's at Suave Coffee. Or you can sometimes I post the location where I'm at. I post the location where I'm at every week. like I got one for Cars and Coffee that I attend to, or Elevation. I'm there every Sunday.
Which Elevation is it?
It's the one right here in South Carolina, the Riverwalk location, the Rock Hill. That's where I'm at. I have like a little inside setup. It's not the espresso setup. It's just a cold brew and just regular coffee, drip coffee. But yeah, and that's what I serve over there every week. Every week. Yeah, every weekend.
Well, good. Well, thank you, man, for giving out that contact information for everyone. And I'm sure people are going to continue to contact you now. And I know your business is already taken off with just a few months.
Yeah.
Because of your drive and your ambition for it. But again, I really appreciate you giving me this interview. A lot of great information. I know it's going to, I say this all the time with the stories that I do. It's definitely going to help someone, inspire them to get out there and motivate them to do what they want to do, get their business started, or anything in life. So again, thank you so much, man. Yeah,
and one more thing is, like, I really couldn't do it without God. I mean, if you believe in anything, like, for myself, has been God. Like, God has been there and helping me out and guiding me just by reading the Bible and just reading the wisdom that every character have. It is like I can apply this in my everyday walk, and I mean, it can be like, you can read, I mean it can be any person or anything that you worship. Like, there's always something that you can learn from it. And for myself, it has been that. Like, I can't thank him more enough that he has put me in the right direction with the right people at the right time to really just really fully rely on him. And that's really an ultimate. Is like, yeah, it's nice, but I really couldn't do it without him. If he would have never gave me the opportunity to wake up every morning with like a learning heart and just, that's that.
Right.
Yeah, that's all God, man. That's just him doing his thing. And yeah.
Well, excellent story, man. Excellent. And I'm glad you put that little tagline about there at the end about God. So, excellent story, man. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.